Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Lauren Trujillo, and Lauren is Executive Director of the Santa Barbara Library Foundation. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here and catch up again.
Yes, catch up. We have a lot to catch up about. It's pretty exciting in your world.
Yes, a lot has happened in the 2 years since we last did this and sat down and chatted library.
Yes, so fill us in. What's cooking over in your corner of the world?
Yes, so since 2022, we broke ground on the plaza, and now it's done. We've finally reached this milestone for the community where the doors are open, the space is open, Anna Pamu Street is lively. We have a new community thoroughfare between the Larcata, the art museum, and the library.
Oh, man.
Very exciting.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So tell me, how do you think it's going to be used? How will people access it?
Yes, we're so excited for how it's going to be used. It's already been activated with the Plaza-Palooza opening and library programs that are scheduled for the rest of the year and moving into the new year. We're so excited for programs ranging from our annual Santa Barbara Reads program to summer reading, lunch at the library. Nonprofits are really anxious to start using the space for their events, for fundraising, for community gatherings, imagine job fairs, author fairs. The sky's the limit, really, with what this space can be used for.
Great. So it really is going to be sort of a community center.
Absolutely. In the heart of the Cultural Arts District, it can bring everyone together, and at a time when our downtown needs it. We need a space to gather. We need a space to show revitalization and hope for what State Street could become. It's truly a catalyst for this reburst of energy and prioritizing community in how we think about downtown.
People are going to be singing your praises. They already are. It's so gorgeous. So I heard you say, what did you say? Plaza-Palooza? Tell me what.
Plaza-Palooza, well, it was the grand opening of the plaza and a day full of events and programming.
Gotcha.
And it's just the beginning for the library. We're so excited for the library to continue to take 21st century programming outside. And it's just been a journey to get to this point for the library. A lot of people thought the exterior of the library and the library itself has been closed for years. And the library has been open this whole time through construction, through now this opening. But the library never stopped serving the community during fires, mudslides, COVID, construction. And now it's finally feels like the community has their library back. Yeah. But in reality, it's been serving the community this whole time.
Isn't that interesting?
But we raised $5 million to make this project possible.
$5 million.
And an additional $1 million for an endowment to help sustain the space.
That's so smart.
Yes. The idea is that the endowment will generate $50,000 a year to help with purchasing furniture, maintaining the space, and holding it to the standard that the community expects and that they invested in. But the best thing about the Library Foundation is we're a public-private partnership. And what that means is the library is helping generate community action to the library and hold accountable our public dollars, but invest some private dollars in there as well. But it requires a balance. We, as the community, could step up and try to fund as much as possible, but really it's accurately investing the existing public dollars and making sure that the library is a priority for the city, for the county. And we can do so much by both advocating for that, but showing community buy-in. And that's what this campaign really was for the Library Plaza. It was an effort to show that the community is bought in on this, and we are holding up our part of the deal. So the city came through and really invested public dollars from Measure C into getting the plaza across the finish line, but also investing in a much-needed ADA elevator. That's now in the center of the library. Please go check it out, ride it. You'll be able to fit more than 2 people on it, like the old elevator. It's more conducive to strollers, wheelchairs, accessibility between all 3 floors of the library. and that was Measure C funded.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Faulkner Gallery underwent a beautiful revitalization. If you check it out, it looks like an art gallery again.
That's exciting.
And then the staff area, which many of the public won't see, but the staff have been through so much and really deserve a beautiful space to work and operate in.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been updated as well as part of this massive 3-pronged project that required private investment, but really the public dollars being properly offered by the city of Santa Barbara.
And so this idea of a public-private partnership is kind of unusual, isn't it?
I think we see it all over the community. The libraries really started as a public-private partnership.
Oh.
Our library was a Carnegie library. Andrew Carnegie donated $50,000 and pushed the city to build this new library in 1917. Before we were running out of a little space, the public library before 1917 on Carrillo Street, but it opened in 1917. We have this historic grand building now, and it's all started from a public-private partnership. And we can continue that effort and have some private dollars to buy into what we envision and want for the best for Santa Barbara, but still holding what we contribute to the pot for the public dollars to be used appropriately and used efficiently. The library's budget is always on a shoestring. And at one point, too, a few years ago, the library was going to be reduced to 5 days a week, and it was going to be kept at that level. But with advocacy and community input and buy-in from the Library Plaza donors and everybody who'd now become invested in the library, they showed up at council. They sent in the most letters, we were told, that the council members had received in some time. And we were able to get the library back open 7 days a week before the plaza opened, a year before the plaza opened. And so now we'll have all of these amazing spaces. We'll have the investment in the people that make these spaces possible, and a sustainable balance of both the operations and the public dollars and the private investment.
That is brilliant. So exciting. And so, gosh, you have just really given lots of great leadership over what period of time? How long have you been there?
I've been with the foundation since 2018, which is almost 6 years. It's been a journey. We've been through a lot at the library, from, again, fires, mudslides, COVID, construction. So much has come along to the library, but I've grown as a leader, yes, in this community. I'm so invested in the various organizations that help make this community run. I've learned so much from being in this position and learning mentorship from so many incredible leaders. We had the campaign co-chairs of this campaign were Janet Garufis and Jim Jackson from the Ann Jackson Family Foundation. I'm so grateful for their mentorship along the way and getting us through this project. In addition, the library director, Jessica Cadiente, she's a superhero librarian. She envisioned this 21st century library that could take the library beyond its doors, through the library on the go, out in the community, staying open and operative during all of these struggles. So she's been an incredible mentor to me in what libraries can be. I have my degree in library and information sciences. And I never imagined I'd be using it in this way as a public cheerleader for the library. But it's so important. In a time where libraries are under attack, it's so great to know that Santa Barbara believes and is invested in our library and sees its full potential. So we can really take it to new heights and show the world and the state, the community, what is possible through our public library.
Well, you are an inspirational leader. I'd say sign me up. Wherever she's going, I want to go there. So $6 million, over what time period?
So we launched the campaign for the Library Plaza in March of 2020.
Oh, gosh.
So if you can imagine where we were.
What do they say? Timing is everything?
Yes, timing was everything. We had all these volunteers ready to go in our base, and we were going to go out and start presenting to people, and the world shut down, which is so interesting to reflect on now because it seems so long ago, but also we're still recovering from that.
Yes,
and we're still re-engaging with folks. So It's been such an interesting uh, chapter to what Santa Barbara's history is and how we took a role in that. But we raised the money over Zoom. We had a capital campaign and gave tours of the space that people couldn't physically come and see because of COVID over Zoom. We had to show virtually how it was going to look and what the current conditions were and help people imagine what the space was going to be. But it came at such a time when people were yearning for outdoors, yearning for gathering spaces, and really understood the value of what this was going to bring the community because we were all trapped behind our computers. So to see this come full circle and to see the opening of this space become a healing space almost for community gathering again and reentry. And at the library, you can come together, all walks of life. There's no expectation in gathering in this space. You don't have to pay to be there.
Yeah.
So it's this opportunity through such a hardship campaign that we went through to today. It's really going to be a beautiful asset to the community.
Well, you can be proud of that. You and your whole team.
Yeah. Well, the community made it easy. It's not easy to raise $5 million, but in Santa Barbara, everyone steps up. Everybody sees what's possible. And I know that this will be something we'll talk about for generations, and it'll be a legacy for the community for sure.
So you have so many interesting programs. Why don't you tell us about some of your favorite ones?
Yes. At the library, there's something for everyone.
Yes.
And I learned something new about all the programs that the librarians are putting on. Librarians are professionals. It's a career path that requires education in how to teach learning and how to adapt to community needs. The library is a community responsive library in our community. So that's unique in the fact that the programs that are being shaped are truly what the community members have asked for, what they particularly need at that time, and as a resource of access and information. So it's all very intentional, but it's also fun. So some of the things happening include chess has really made a comeback for kids and youth and all ages.
Didn't know that.
So they'll do chess days. But when you walk into the library, it's not just youth or teens. It's all ages, seniors playing with a teenager or family members gathering around and competing. That's just one program. Another program is the Orton Gillingham Readers Program. That's with a specific need to target folks or youth that are not achieving reading level. And we pair them with a tutor at the library to help bring them back up to reading level in a very specific targeted curriculum. And they're helping graduate 70 kids a year from this program and helping save readers who are really in need. And that's the literacy arm. But then there's also programs like Make SB, which is a punk rock concert in the library, bringing together the punk youth and making zines, which are fun magazine collages from the 90s era of art and culture. There's trail talks in the library once a month to talk about all the unique trails and nature aspects of the community. There's what are some drone training programs for youth to know how to operate a drone and what the rules and regulations are. There's also been Santa Barbara Reads, our annual community reads program, which is the idea to have the community read the same book at the same time. This year, we explored the genre of romance, which is very fun because it didn't lock us in just on one book, but different books in the romance genre for different ages. And it inspired so many different programs around talking about love, talking about romance, talking about safe relationships, talking about things that people are hesitant to open up about, but inspiring the community to get out of their comfort zone. Maybe read something they haven't read. One exciting program with with Santa Barbara Reads this year was a senior dating program at the Montecito Library. So they did like speed dating for seniors, and it's just something for everyone and a way to explore community connection. We're just so excited to support all these things that the library is taking on and imagining and dreaming for the future.
Golly. And so the Library Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And so a person can go on the website, make a donation that's tax deductible, and their dollars would go toward all these wonderful programs.
Yes, when you make a donation to the foundation, we support the annual Santa Barbara Reads program. We support capital projects that the library needs support with. We support gap funding for programming that may not be able to continue because the grant has expired or something has happened and they need support to make it continue. Examples of that are the library. Well, first of all, it's important to know that majority of the programming the library puts on is grant funded. It is state grants, library grants. The library team works hard to get external funding to keep these things going and executing. So an example is this past year they did Hispanic Heritage Month programming all month long. They did a film screening of this movie called The Radical at the courthouse. They brought the folks that the movie was about to the community to speak about their experience. They had community cultural nights where they built muñecas, like these dolls. And they did so much to just bring different ages together. And that was all funded through an NEH grant. Oh. But that will expire. And in order to continue moving that forward, the foundation can step in to help invest in that and expand and grow. But it's already been piloted through a grant.
Yes.
And vice versa, we could help pilot a program that the community needs at an important time. Something we did during the COVID pandemic was people needed books. So the foundation was able to step in, donate some funding to mail people their books. So they could get their books instantly without having to get in the car and have that fear of what COVID was causing at that time. So the sky's the limit on helping support what the library needs in that moment.
Yeah. And so a person, when they're on your website, can even find out maybe how to be a volunteer or, in addition, how to donate and everything that they might want to know. They can find on your website.
Yep. They can learn about all of our past projects. They can learn about what's coming up. They can learn how to volunteer, and they can give through many ways. I mean, you can write a check. You can donate via a credit card. But I think people often don't know there's many other ways to give, whether through a donor advised fund, through a family foundation, through IRA. Consider all the different ways that you can make a contribution to your public library.
So we have just a couple of minutes left. I heard you talk about a program earlier. What did you call it? Like instead of check out a book, you check out a person?
Oh, yes. So
it's coming up, you said. It's not.
There's a lot of programs on the horizon always. The library is seeing what the community needs. Some things on the horizon could potentially be a seed library where you could check out seeds from the Botanic Garden and plant them at your home. And the Botanic Garden offers a program like that already, but at the library, it would be great to have a seed library. In addition, the library's been talking about checking out people. So the idea there isn't you're not checking out a person forever, you're checking out time with the person. And in connecting with them on a topic that they might have wisdom or experience in. It could range from a CEO who you want to chat with about what they've achieved in their lifetime and how they got to the position that they're in, or chatting with somebody who has been married and you want experience on how to be married and marriage advice. So the interaction that will create in our community will truly be beautiful too. And it's something that libraries are doing all over the country already. So it will be fun to bring that to Santa Barbara.
That sounds like a great project. Well, Lauren, oh my gosh, thank you for your inspirational leadership and hard work. And thanks to your team as well, your board, and all of the people that made this a reality.
So many people made this a reality. It's truly a community lift. Naming the plaza in honor of Michael Taube speaks just to that. He was a person who gave so much to this community, who had a business mindset, a heart for the arts. And that's what this created. It was a community project for the community, by the community, and is carrying this essence of we can all do something. and we can all come together, in the words of Michael Tobes,
Yes.
and carrying out that future for sure.
Good. Well, and thank you for sharing all of this wonderful news with us on 805 Focus.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.